Welcome back to another video. Now, this is the first time I have actually tried using my VTuber model during one of my guides. I want to see how it goes. I want to see how you guys like it. Tell me if you like it more than other videos. Tell me if you like it less. Tell me what I can improve on. All that stuff. But anyway, let's get on into the topic of today's video. Today we are mainly going to be talking about questing. We're mainly going to be talking about what to do on a season character, what you should be doing for your first time playthrough, all the important things that you're going to want to know when it comes to quests and what you'll be progressing through in that regard. I've already talked about the gear, I've already talked about some other things you can do to quickly procure that gear, and all that stuff. I've already covered my class Shy, which I'm on them frequently. Sometimes I play Sork, I do have them tagged, I enjoy them, but still, Shy is my main class, and I do want to share that, but I want to talk about quests. Now, the reason I feel this is important is because a lot of the times what I've been seeing is people go into the game, they cover the first bit of quests, then they branch off from that and start trying to kill monsters and do all this stuff, without realizing a lot of what are inside of these quests. I myself am guilty of the exact same thing. I branched out, I started doing other things. I had to come back later because I realized what these quests contained in them. For this, we'll be using garmoth.com a bit, as we do this almost in every video because it's really good for covering all the basics. But in garmoth.com, if you go to the gear planner section, instead of going to equipment, we're going to go to journals. It shows you all the things that gives you extra AP, DP, health, accuracy, anything you care about. Now, we could cover the journals. These are important. I'll cover them in a little bit right after I talk about the quests, but for now, we're here just to talk about the quests. So, these 5 quests right here are quests to give you AP, DP, and HP. The biggest of them, of course, is Land of the Morning Light, which, yes, I would say it's important, but it's very long, it's very treacherous, and it's not really game-changing until you start getting to the point where you're already completing almost all the other quests. Besides, I believe you have to complete the Kama Sylvia quest even to start the Land of the Morning Light quest. So, we'll talk about these 2 first. This one we'll cover differently because it is an entirely separate quest that you're going to need quite a bit of gear to actually get started on. So, there's a gift for Papu and Mother's Warning. Both of these quests are Kama Sylvian quests that I believe you're required to complete the Kama Sylvia quest to do them. You can find them in the suggested panel, which they are somewhere around here. I believe one of them was around level 53. I was sort of wrong. It's actually around level 60. You'll be finding Mother's Warning. This one's a bit harder because you are required to have some Tungrid items for this. It'll cost you about 300 million, but it's worth it because it gives you a permanent stat bonus, which a lot of things don't, and 300 million can be grinded in like half an hour at some of the better spots you'll be going at. And the other one can be found in the level 58 quest, which is Family Empowered by Marindora. The other one, I didn't cover the name. It's Family Empowered by Viorencia. Viorencia's Blessing. Both of these are important, and I believe you do need to cover the Odraxia questline for this one specifically. Now, beyond both of those, we have the long and extensive Land of the Morning Light questline. It is massive, and it is treacherous. I, myself, really did not enjoy going through it. I'm sorry to tell you, it is probably not going to be something you're going to enjoy. You, of course, can, and I really hope you do, because it is certainly going to take a lot of your time. Now, the rewards for it are definitely worth it. When going through this questline, you'll be given a permanent AP bonus and a permanent DP bonus, but that's not all. Among that, you also get some other things. You may be noticing that I have 2 more crystals than you would be able to do unless you had a Garmoth's Heart or did this questline. If we go into the crystal view, you can see I have 2 slots down here. These 2 slots, you can only get them by doing this questline for the first time. And I have not covered any crystals before, mainly because my guild leader already has a guide on that. I'll link it down in the description. But these are massive. Extra crystal slots can help you in so many ways. In fact, once you get the Garmoth's Heart along with this, you'll be having 4 extra crystal slots that you would not be able to get through any other means. these slots can give you up to 15 to 20 monster AP or stats along that. If you put some Vipers in them, that would be 40 accuracy. They give so many good stats that it is almost imperative that you have these. Now, the Barrier of Infestation is a bit of an odd one. I'm not going to cover this one in this video because you are required to be able to at least kill red orcs, which is about the gear I am at. It will take you a little bit to get there. I'm sorry about that. So, for now, I'll skip over it. I'll cover it later, as I myself am still also trying to do it. I've only done the first of 5 weekly quests, and only the last 3 give permanent stat increases. Now there's the adventure logs. Adventure logs are very prominent in the game, if everyone knows about them. But in my opinion, 2 of the most important ones would be Pavino Greco's logs. These ones are very long. I did not enjoy them either. To be honest, I don't enjoy questing too much, as you can tell, but Land of the Morning Light, you definitely will probably dread that one. I have not talked to a single person who has enjoyed it, but you can. I hope you do. Anyway, the Pavino Greco's logs and Igor Bartoli's logs. These, in my opinion, are the 2 most important because 4 AP, 2 DP, 9 accuracy, 90 HP is massive. 600 HP, massive. You are not getting that from many other things, especially the 600 HP, and I still haven't done any bit of it. I need to. I really need to. I've been looking at it a bit and realizing I don't want to do it, but I need to do it. I need to bring myself to go in there. Now, there's also others you can do, like Rulapia's logs, Steve's logs, Harold's journal. All these things will give you extra bonuses, such as AP, DP, more HP, more HP, more HP, a ton of HP along these, more DP, and some more. Now, in the Land of the Morning Light, there's even more, with giving accuracy, HP, HP, and DP. In total, you can get almost 1,000 HP by doing just logs alone, which is a massive permanent boost, especially since even on a class with some of the most HP in the entire game, I'm still sitting at about 5,000 buffless, which if I had done all these logs, I would be sitting at about 5,700. Big change. Now, those are all the questlines that will give you permanent boosts. Those are all the questlines that will give you your biggest things. But there are definitely some other things that you want to consider when playing the game and questing throughout it. First of all would be leveling. Now, as we all know, people have long been doing grinding for leveling. There are certainly some who want to avoid that for a little bit and want to start out with questing and getting to know their surroundings more before they start grinding. Now, that is where I come in. I'm saying that because I cannot walk you through them as thoroughly as some other people did. I will definitely show you guys some of the guide videos in a moment that I watched myself to do this for the first time, and that I heavily recommend. Evil Do Us Harm himself has produced many of these. I love them. I love him as a content creator because he makes great guides. I would recommend you watch all of his stuff. Anyway, as I was saying, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get started with the not Land of the Morning Light quest, but Eternal Winter questline. Now, if you're a brand new player, do not start with that. I've talked about this sort of in another video, but if you are just starting the game, the best thing to do is just covering the normal spawn area, the Ancient Stone Chamber. And the reason for that being is because that is the area that gives you majority of the foundations of what you're going to start doing in the game. It walks you through it best. But if you're making a second character, third character, or you're starting to get used to it a little bit, and you want to go fast throughout it, you want to get to level 50, you want to get to level 60, just through questing in a couple hours at most. Just play through the Land of Eternal Winter, it'll get you to 51, play through Medaya questline until you get to about 56, and then beyond that, you'll have to turn to Evil Do Us Harm, and I won't link his videos, I'll link his first video, you guys can go from there. But I have in fact actually gotten every one of my characters, except this one. They're a special case, we don't talk about them, to level 61 through this questing method. I definitely do not like grinding unless I have a character at 61 already. It's a lot more painstaking in my personal opinion. So you can quest to get levels, you can quest to get gear, you can quest to get all this stuff, but what else does questing do? Now, as I just said, very keenly in that, you can quest to get gear. I've covered Jatina stuff and all that, but one of the biggest questlines that I did not cover, the Magnus questline. The Magnus questline is very expansive, and I did enjoy this one actually. A lot of them I don't, but this one was very intuitive. It was hard to do, it was very riddly and puzzly. I found it decently fun. It's a one-time quest you have to go through. You don't have to go through it for every character. That would be kind of annoying. Even if I did enjoy it the first time, I probably wouldn't enjoy running through 117 quests on every single character I make. I like it because it's family-based in that sense, but at the end of all of it, not necessarily at the end, but pretty close to the end, you're going to be getting a very special reward. And you'll be getting it from the Magnus special gift. It doesn't tell me what it gives me because I've already completed it, but I will tell you what it gives you. You see, you get a box, a very, very special box. You see. Now, in this box, there will be a pen boss gear for free. You don't have to pay for it, you don't have to do a massive quest line, it's just there. You get a free pen boss gear. I would say Bag's gloves, I would say Griffin's helmet, those are pretty good, but above all, Red Nose armor is best. It is very expensive, while at the same time, if you get Dim Tree armor, you're required to put more than 1,000 more Grondstones into that just to get it to Fallen God. I've covered Fallen God stuff in a different video, so I won't talk about it here, but it is very important. Now, if you already have pen boss gear, I wouldn't recommend going for it, and you could just grab some gloves, you could grab a helmet. I wouldn't recommend the boots personally because there is no Fallen God, Nebraska, Dawn's versions of boots. There's only the gloves, helmet, and armor. Now, the helmet and the armor you can buy yourself. The gloves are a bit harder to buy because they're brand new, they're more expensive. So I would recommend you kind of go for those gloves instead of the helmet if you already have the armor. The armor is most important, stick with that. But if you already have it, go for the gloves, I'd say. And now here's where the difficult part comes in. Picking between bags and labors. I'm thinking I'm going to make another video on covering the difference in bags, labors, griffins, and Gaiaths, covering all the differences between each of the pen boss gears to say why people have different strong opinions for one over the other. Anyway, this is a very special questline, not only because it gives you pen boss gear for free, you don't need to do much for it, just a single piece of pen boss gear for free, but you also get a ton of rewards from it. You get a solid Kamisilva's Blessing, you get some other things, some inventory space, some weight, all this stuff, and then it unlocks the most valuable feature in this entire game, teleportation. You can go down these wells, and via going down these wells that it supplies you, you can travel to any of the other wells. So there's one there, there's one there, there's one right over there, there's one all the way over here. Of course, they had to add one at Land of the Morning Light. I mean, nobody would ever come here otherwise. That would be treacherous. There's some down here, one over in Grana, there's one over in Odraxia, there's one at Duvenkroon, one at Ailton. Mainly all the big cities, there's going to be one. There isn't some at stuff like Lish or Tariff, mainly because they're smaller territories. Calafion has one, all of them have one. Now, it does cost money to fast travel through them, but it saves you a lot of time, which time is money. So I would recommend that you do this quest line first and foremost above anything else. It is going to be very valuable for you. Now, these are all the primary quest lines that you're going to need to do, basically. You're going to need to go through all the main ones. You're going to need to go through that Magnus one for sure. You're going to need the Papu's Blessing. You're going to need all that stuff. But what about the ones you don't need but want? That's where it starts getting a little complicated, because there are a lot of suggested quests that you can go through. And let's hide the ones we've completed, because I want to talk about the rewards. I want to give some examples. For example, the inventory expansion questline. Just a ton of inventory space that you can be provided with by just doing these simple quest lines. Or the start to camping. It gives you some tools, like your camping tools. these are also important, as they can be helpful as you go through the quest or the game for the first time, even if you don't have the tent tool. Or stuff like the more EXP with the Capper's journals. These are also important because it gives you stuff like the Capper's journal, which this won't give you anything. I mean, it's not that important, but it kind of does give you something to where you can pick things that you want. Stuff like the life EXP plus 10%. That's big. That is something you're going to want to have. I don't even have it. I should have it. I also, while going through this, I'm marking down the quests that I'm going to do next. Or if you want to build a secondary character, but you don't want to tag them, which I covered the tags in my last video actually, then you could do stuff like Narchilian's armor. But for all these quests, I myself cannot tell you which ones would be best to do, which ones would be worse. There's just too many for me to look through. All the life ones are pretty good. They give good rewards. For example, if you take a look at the training guru, the training guru, the last reward gives you a ton of free stuff. No, it's not that one. There was one other. If I can find it real quick. Yes, right here, right under the training guru is the training family one, which this one requires you to complete training guru to do it, but it gives you a free mystical sensor, mount skill change coupon, and all this stuff. It gives you a free horse appearance change coupon. It gives you a ton of free stuff that you're going to want to do. Stuff like that can be found all over this page. Almost half these quests give amazing rewards such as that. So I recommend you just go through this yourself, find the ones that you personally want to do, you personally want to go through and get all the rewards from. Stuff like this one, which gives a decent amount of rewards. I mean, I've definitely got some good stuff from here before. I'll rant about a story at the end of this video. I don't want to take up all your time. But yeah, just look through all the suggested quests, figure out the ones that you personally want to do. Because I guarantee that you are going to want to run through a lot of them. Now everyone, I'm going to get back to grinding Sakraya before I go to bed. It's 4 a.m. I want to put at least an hour into Sakraya, so I'm going to be going to bed at 5 a.m. At the very least. I'm still not tired, so I'm probably going to read a book or something. Anyway, I will see y'all later. Please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, turn on notifications. I could really use the help. And I hope you guys show up to some other videos. Watch some of my previous ones, the future ones, and show up to my streams. Join my Discord. Anyway, goodbye everyone. Have a nice day and night, whatever time zone it is for you. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Now, the video is over, but as I said earlier, I am going to rant about a couple stories, mainly because I am bored. It is 5 a.m. I've edited so many videos. I kind of just want to chill. You know how it is sometimes. Anyway, there was this one time. This relates back to, let's see the part in the video real quickly. Yes, we were talking about the stones right here. And I was talking about how I got some good stuff one good old time. How sometimes you get some good stuff, you know? This one time, I'm just doing guild bosses with the guild, you know, we're all chilling. I open up a solid fire one. 5 billion coin crystal. Yes, the entire guild was furious. It was great. Anyway, now's the true ending. So, I will see y'all later. Hope you stayed for the story. It doesn't matter if you don't. I still love y'all anyway. Goodbye, everybody.